We're just waiting for the jail to come on.
Your Honor, I think that the jail Zoom is down. That's what I've been getting panic calls about. So I don't know.
No, our entire all of our polycoms were down up until about an hour and a half ago. So we're up and running now.
Great.
Okay, looks like they have not, the clerks did not bring the paperwork down to the jail, so we need to find a clerk. We can't find anyone right now.
Okay. You just want me to,
Thank you.
want me to stand by?
Yes, we're just gonna find someone so we can get that paperwork down to the jail.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Dayton Terrence Woods, file number 23-02411, counsel appearance.
Luke Dillon on behalf of Dayton Woods.
Okay, are you Mr. Dayton Woods?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Woods, today's the date set for an arraignment. I have here a felony complaint. It alleges that on or about they have the summons in here. Okay. Okay, it alleges that on or about May 28, 2023, at Martin Luther King Boulevard and Holmes in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan, that you did allegedly, contrary to the law, commit the act in count 1 of controlled substance possession of cocaine, heroin, or other narcotic less than 25 grams. It alleges that you did knowingly or intentionally possess less than 25 grams of a mixture containing the controlled substance cocaine. Now, this is contrary to Michigan compiled law 333.74032 AV. That's a felony, maximum penalty 4 years and or $25,000 in fines. You understand the charge and the maximum penalty attached to that charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have the right to be represented by counsel. You are represented by Mr. Dillon, and you retained him for the pendency of this matter, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I am gonna still advise you that you did have the right to court-appointed counsel. If you could not afford to hire your own attorney, you could make a request to have the public defender's office appointed to represent you at the expense of the public. The court will enter a waiver of that right at this time. Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. You have the right to plead guilty. You can plead not guilty, or you can stand mute. If you stand mute, this matter will proceed all the way through to a jury trial. You are being charged with a felony, so you have the right to a preliminary examination, and you have the right to have that examination within 21 days of today's date being the date that you're arraigned. At the time of your preliminary examination, you have the right to require the prosecution meet their burden of probable cause. So that's sufficient probable cause that a crime was committed and probable cause sufficient to charge you with the crime. The 21-day timeline, that timeline will stand unless you waive the 21-day timeline yourself or the court finds good cause to go beyond the 21 days. You have the right to proceed to a trial. Again, you have the right to jury trial. You have the right to the presumption of innocence, so you're innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to require the prosecution prove your guilt by proving each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt at your trial. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. You have the right to cross-examine or question any other witnesses the prosecution intends to call against you, and you have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe would show a defense to the charge being brought against you. You can also waive your right to silence, and you can testify at your own trial if you would like. You also have the right to be considered for pretrial release from custody. For the purposes of his arraignment, is he pleading not guilty?
We'd ask that you enter a not guilty plea.
We'll enter a not guilty plea at this time. He's currently scheduled for a probable cause conference before Judge Tony Flores. It's gonna be Friday, March 22nd at 9:30 in the morning. He has a preliminary examination before Judge Flores, March 28th at 9:30 in the morning. And he should have received that notice to appear. Is that correct, Mr. Woods?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's your home address?
1715 Delavan, Delevan Avenue, Lansing, Michigan, 48910.
And your phone number?
517-249-0971.
Are you currently on probation or on parole?
No, ma'am.
Okay, counsel, you can address bond.
A couple things, Your Honor. Mr. Woods doesn't have a criminal history. He's fully gainfully employed to detain me, walked in on his own accord here, so I'd ask for a PR bond. The only other thing that I noticed is that the court sent 22nd and then a 26th. My children's spring break starts the 20th and I will be out of state. I don't know how much control you have over Judge Flores' schedule, but I'm not physically going to be here. So how would you like me to proceed on that? Contact his staff?
You can contact Judge Flores' staff as it relates to the probable cause conference, because I'm not even sure if he does those on the record or not. My
Okay.
courtroom, I allow you to do that virtually, and you could email me and let me know if you wanted to continue to exam or not. But
Okay.
again, you can contact his staff, and to the extent that you need to waive the timeline, I'm sure that they can get you in to do that.
Can he waive his 21 days before this court or no?
I don't believe that that would be the most effective way to do that. I think that you should probably get with Judge Flores' staff, and then also I don't know if you've even gotten discovery or not yet, because this is just a matter that you just entered your appearance on, but this could be a matter that you can not have to waive the timeline at all, unless the 28th doesn't work for you.
Agreed, Your Honor. I'll get with their staff. But as for bond, he has no criminal history, no contacts with the criminal justice system, and he did walk in on his own accord. So we'd ask that the court enter a PR bond.
Okay, I see here that he doesn't have any prior criminal history. Again, the 28th is the day of the exam. We don't want to address that unless it's necessary. So I'll allow you to deal with that before Judge Flores' court. I'll grant the request for personal recognizance. Bond will be set in the amount of 10,000 personal recognizance. The following conditions will apply. You're not to leave the state without prior approval of the court. You're not to possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. You're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior, and you must report to pretrial services within 48 hours of your release. And you should receive information in the jail as to how you can report to pretrial services. Do you have any questions for the court today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, while we have you here, I do have two other matters that it looks like you have a balance for. It's people of the city of Lansing versus Dayton Woods. And I have two files. File TT 21004-168. That's a parking violation expired meter that you owe $96 on. And then I have, actually there's three files. File number 21L2572541 OI and 22L2738781. On one, it's an equipment violation for defective lighting. You owe $189 on that. And then the other one is a speeding 1 to 5. You owe $192 on that because there were default judgments entered because you failed to appear in court. How do you intend to pay those?
Your Honor, can he have 1 week to make payments on that, please?
Okay, is he gonna pay in full or is he gonna make a partial payment?
Dayton, that's up to you. I don't want to put you in a bad position, but I would like, within 1 week, I'd like these paid.
I can pay it in full in a week.
Okay, I'll put here that you'll pay in full by, I'm just gonna go ahead and use March 22nd since that's your next court date, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, thank you. You're all set for today.
Thank you.
Who's on the iPhone? On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Corey Andrew Jessup, file number 24-00484, SM, counsel appearance.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Tyler Velo, P75702 on behalf of the defendant, Corey Jessup.
Okay, are you Corey Jessup?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Jessup, today's the date that was set for an arraignment. I have here a misdemeanor complaint that alleges that on or about February 8th, 2024, at the area of 2309 Turner Street, that's located in the city of Lansing in the Ingham County, state of Michigan, that you did allegedly, contrary to law, commit the act in count 1 of domestic violence. The allegations are that you did make an assault or assault and battery upon a Sarah Jessup, an individual with whom you had a child in common, or a resident or former resident of your household, or a spouse, or an individual in which you had a dating relationship, and that this was contrary to Michigan Compiled Law 750.812. Count 1 is a misdemeanor. The maximum penalty normally is 93 days and or $500 in fines, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. However, there is a second offense notice. It says, take notice that the defendant was previously convicted of assaulting or assaulting and battering his or her spouse, former spouse, an individual with whom he had a dating relationship, an individual with whom he had a child in common, or a resident or former resident of his or her household, or of knowingly assaulting a pregnant individual by violating MCL 750.812 on or about December 12, 2003, and therefore upon conviction will be subject to an enhanced sentence under MCL 750.814. That makes the maximum penalty of count 1 now a misdemeanor, 1 year and or $1,000 in fines, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Do you understand the charge and the maximum penalty, which includes the second offense notice?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney. You're represented by private counsel today by way of Tyler Velo today, but you do have the right, if you could not afford to hire an attorney, to request the public defender's office be appointed to represent you at the expense of the public. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Velo, he is waiving that right, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so, Mr. Jessup, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. You have the right to plead guilty. You can plead not guilty, or you can stand mute. If you stand mute, this matter will continue all the way to a jury trial. And you have the right to a jury trial. You have the right to require the prosecution prove each element of the charge of domestic violence beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to the presumption of innocence. So until they prove each element, you are innocent. You have the right to confront and cross-examine in court any of the witnesses that the prosecution intends to call against you. You have the right to call your own witnesses to trial or present evidence that you believe show a defense to the charge being brought against you. Do you have any questions about those rights?
No, Your Honor.
You also have the right to remain silent at your trial and not have silence be used against you. You're currently scheduled for a pre-trial conference, April 9th, 2024, at 9 o'clock in the morning, before Judge Cynthia Ward. You should have received the notice to appear for Judge Ward. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you currently on probation or on parole?
Oh, Your Honor.
For the purposes of his arraignment, is he pleading not guilty, counsel?
He is, Your Honor.
Mr. Jessup, what's your home address?
It's 2309 Turner Street, Lansing, Michigan, 48906.
Is that the address of Sarah Jessup?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you're not gonna be allowed to reside there during the pendency of this matter if she's residing there. So where are you gonna
I am-
reside?
We'll get my mother's place, Your Honor.
Okay, where's that?
It's in Grand Ledge. It's at Serenity Place.
Is that an apartment building or what does that mean?
Correct. Yes, it's an apartment. It's assisted living.
Oh, and she can have people live with her at the assisted living?
Yes,
Do you have the address?
not off the top of my head, no.
Okay, what's your phone number?
517-285-4836.
Have you missed court in the past?
No, Your Honor.
Counsel, you can address bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client owns a home together with his wife, Sarah Jessup. They've owned that home since 2019. My client's currently working 2 jobs, and I did have a chance to speak with the alleged victim, Sarah Jessup, and I know that the court already stated that my client's not to go to the marital home, but Sarah is not wanting any type of no contact order to be entered, and she's indicated that she wants these charges dropped. So we would ask for a PR bond and to not impose a no contact order in this case.
Okay, a bond will be set in the amount of $500 personal recognizance with a personal order of protection. I should say a no contact order in place for the protection of Sarah Jessup. You're not to have contact directly or indirectly with Sarah Jessup during the pendency of this case, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're not to be at the address of 2309 Turner Street during the pendency of this case. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll allow you to go once with law enforcement so that you can get personal items.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Okay. Also, while out on bond, you're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to travel outside the state without first getting approval of the court. You're not to possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. You're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol or drugs unless you have a valid prescription for the drug. You are to make sure you report to all of your court dates on time. Do you have any questions about your bond conditions?
No, Your Honor.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. This was in the file, but are you all doing one right now? Okay.
Yeah, that's one.
I had to add something in there. There was.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're adding that right now.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Thomas Person. I have file number 24-00757 FY, counsel appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Mr. Person. for purposes of his arraignment only. Thank you.
Thank you. And you're Thomas Person?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Person, I have a felony complaint here. It alleges that on or about March 13, 2024, at 1932 Hoyt Avenue, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, that you did allegedly, contrary to the law, commit the act in count 1 of police officer fleeing 3rd degree under the penal code. The allegations are that you, being the operator of a motor vehicle to whom was given a visual or audible signal by hand, voice, emergency